Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very, very random live in the middle of the day. um, the goal is still to try to. Whoop, dog hair. Sorry. I'm here for entertainment. Um, we're still planning on trying to get Wine and Chats back up and running, hopefully by tomorrow. We'll see. And but in the meantime, I wanted to come on here because it's been a couple days since I've done a Facebook update on what's going on with classes for Florida. And of course, there's all the other things going on around here. So hello, everybody. Welcome. We've got a couple folks on. We got Lynette and Matt and Brittany all the way from YouTube land. So y'all are more than welcome to ask questions. I will try to address as many of them as I can tonight. And this is going to be like a quick live. So I'm here to try to address y'all's questions. Sometimes it's easier for me to answer a lot of y'all in this format than it is individually on messaging, even though the team's been doing a really great job of trying to get through those messages alongside with me. Hello, welcome. I do also have to tell y'all about how the staff has been growing lately. Y'all know that Michelle is our moderator. We've recently added on to that. Suzanne is also part of the moderator team as well now, since she's been managing all the meetups and exchanges for us for Florida and been volunteering doing that. So of course we had to give her some extra Facebook access to start building all these amazing meetups for y'all. And then we've hired a lovely lady named Anna, who I don't think anybody's seen her on here before. She is an in-person employee who comes in and helps me out. She will be helping with all the apparel. She's been working on rebuilding the whole apparel side of the website for us, and she's doing some other fun like little projects as well. And then last of our list, our newest list, is Cherish. Cherish has been officially brought on board as a So Magical Expo employee as well, all the way out in Texas. And so she is definitely taking care of a lot of the messages and working a lot of fun projects for us and helping me out a ton. So everybody on the team is amazing, but we definitely had to onboard some extra folks here. Y'all are cracking me up with these comments. Apparently Salty So is here and half was here, but now the other half is here. So Sarah and Debbie, hello. We've got Kathleen. Oh gosh, who do we got? We've got Belinda, Heather. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Megan, we've got a ton of y'all. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get started. And so bear with me because this has been a crazy roller coaster of the past 2 weeks. And of course, none of this was intended to happen. So when the website was opened for class signups, we all saw the big 504 error. The website crashed, and the IT team is working through that so that never happens again. But in the process of that happening, a ton of errors happened in the background that y'all haven't seen, or maybe some of you have heard from me or the team in the past week and a half about how we're trying to correct it. So there were duplications, there's overlaps, there's quite a few errors. So we've managed to go through and identify and correct all those errors. And so now we've gotten to the point of we've officially identified how many seats are remaining in each class. There's another side to it. We are going to be sending out an additional round of messages to some folks. There was an additional error where the system did allow for overbookings. And I've been working directly with each teacher that was affected to identify solutions. We've come up with a great round of solutions. Honestly, there's only a couple where we were unable to really find the best option to make everybody happy. But if you are one of those individuals who are affected by this, you will be messaged. I'm going to start trying to send them out tonight, but some of them probably won't go out until tomorrow and Saturday. So by this weekend, we're hoping everybody who is affected knows what their options are. The options vary depending on the class. Some of them we were able to add a class just for the overbooking folks. And some of them we have other great options as well as credits and things like that. So we'll start sending those out. So we just want everybody to be aware. Yes, it's a very large party, D. That is what's going on right now. And if you do see those messages, just know that this is not what we want to be doing. We do not want to be sending anybody messages saying, "Hey, we've got to fix your classes here." So that's kind of what's going on right now. I did want to. I'm going through my notes right now. Y'all can ask questions as well. Y'all are being quiet, just listening over here. And there's a lot of y'all on. This is more than sometimes wine and chat level. All right. So I will say, let's see. Yeah, we're going to go send messages out through Saturday. And okay, so we're going to take care of all the folks who are affected by the overbookings first, and then we're going to work through the other individuals. There's been a few people who've messaged me saying they had a couple other issues on top of it, and we will get to you as soon as we address the overbooking folks, because there might be some steamroll effects, snowball effects. That's what I was looking for. Snowball effects by that might actually open up some seats in some other classes. So we're going to get all that done first before we even touch opening up class signups again. I know everybody's like, "Oh my God, I hope I'm not one of those folks." I know. I'm sorry to be like slightly cryptic about it. But again, I just don't want to share what those classes are until, we send out those messages. Y'all can guess what some of them might be. But yes, this is not ideal. This is not, of course, what I wanted. And I would never want anybody not to get the classes they want. So we're working through it as best as we can. After we work through those emails with those folks and put together their changes in their system, and help those who are kind of remaining, we're going to we'll announce when class signups are at least 3 days prior to it happening, because I know everybody's like, "Oh my God, is it going to happen?" And then I'm not going to be online when it happens. No, we're going to open it up, and we're going to announce when it's going to happen at least 3 days prior, so everybody has some time to know what that's going to look like. We're also trying to get an updated schedule done, and we're trying to make it an all-encompassing schedule, because we don't want you to feel like the classes are the only thing that we have at So Magical. I know they're really fun and we love them, and of course, I mean, it's like such a big meaty part of Expo. But there's the meetups and exchanges, there's the demos and presentations, there's the parties, there's a fashion show, there's a lot other things that are going on at the same time. So we're putting together that schedule. I think we're like 7 columns deep worth of stuff happening at one time, maybe 8 at one point. So just so y'all are aware, there's a ton. So we're working on redoing that schedule, and hopefully we can have that out before the class signups do open up again, so y'all can very visually and easily see what that looks like. But we are going to get the website updated and work through that. Let me make sure I'm seeing comments, so I'm just double checking. If I booked in a class and it's overbooked, do you get a refund on kits? Yes. So whenever we go through and message the individuals who are affected, we'll give the options of what there is. There's an alternate class option. And then some of them, it's just that, hey, like, we don't have a seat. And no matter what, you have the option, because this is a So Magical fault, not me, but the system, the system error. It is this company's fault why y'all are in that situation. So yes, there will be refunds available to you as well. Of course, we're not giant jerks who are just like, no, the system put you in this class. You can't take it. We're still going to take money. No, I would never do that to y'all. So yes, there will be refunds, of course. For those who are affected. If you feel like there's anything else additionally that you need help with, please. My Facebook Messenger, and normally I'm all about it. Y'all send me those messages directly. This has been a lot. So I highly suggest, if you want your message to be seen, because the staff doesn't have access to my Facebook Messenger, they do have access to our emailing system. So please, if you have a concern about your classes or anything like that, please send an email to support@somagicalexpo.com or go onto the contact us section of the website. They both go to the same place, whichever is easier for y'all. So please go through the emailing messaging, just because there's just been a big influx of messages coming in. I did want to say, as of it stands right now, even without having to work all these overbooking issues and things like that, there are still over at least 20 classes with seat openings available. I know it may not be your first or second choice. I totally understand that. And, I do apologize that we can't fit everybody into every single class they want, but there are a ton of amazing classes still available. 20 classes. That's a little less than half of the classes have seats open still. When we open this, is there a ton in each one? No, some of them have a ton still. Some of them have just a handful left. So just don't be surprised when you go on there if like the one you really wanted opened extra seats. That might have been one that overbooked, or maybe you got a ticket very recently and you wanted, gosh, I can't even think of one off the top of my head because there's a ton going through it. But maybe that class is still there and there's a seat available. So yeah, there's still a bunch. And then another note I wanted to make was all the non-sewing studio classes that are embroidery related, all those teachers have been amazing and said that you do not have to bring your embroidery machine. You can still get the kit and come to class, and you can still like come and hang out and still learn. Those are Jackie from Elia Jacksford's class, Elia Jacksford's designs classes. Those are advanced and beginner embroidery. She also has a class where she partnered with Shayna from Glitterbug Fairy. That's the hand sanitizer and chapstick holder embroidery. And then the Two Creations by Connie class is all about water bottle holders. Say that 5 times fast. And all about patches. All those you can come, and actually some of those are like really low class kit costs, and you get really cool vinyl and the embroidery design and everything to be able to like go home and do that on your embroidery machine. But they're so amazing classes. So even if you can't bring your embroidery machine, you can still participate in those classes, because the classroom machines that are available to rent are sewing machines, not embroidery machines. Not yet, at least. I appreciate everybody's really kind words in the comments. Y'all have been just an amazing group of folks, and I can't express to y'all the gratitude of everybody keeping the Facebook group so positive, even though there was some negativity in there, which isn't the normal for the So Magical Expo group. So I do appreciate. Oh, yes, I agree. Somebody said, branch out. You might be amazed at what you can learn and how you apply in those other areas of your craft. Totally agree. Oh, it was Debbie. Thanks, Debbie. Yeah, I'm always amazed. I know quilting and bag makers has become a big thing. I know embroidery as well has become a really big thing in other areas. So, and I know several folks who took an embroidery class last year and the year before, and then left with an embroidery machine, even though they didn't have one beforehand. So just because you don't have an embroidery machine or a serger or anything like that, you can still take these classes and learn, like, and maybe you can learn it and say, okay, maybe this is for me, or maybe it's not, and you've just been curious. Okay, here's one question. Um, and some of these questions might be a case by case situation, and I will tell you to message us directly, because we will handle certain situations on a case by case. I was only able to book 4 classes. If I'm overbooked in one or several classes, am I able to get a refund for the whole weekend? It's a lot of money to spend if I can only get into 2 classes. Right. Understood. This is one of those situations where I will ask you to go ahead and message us directly. The pass itself is not refundable. That is stipulated, and we've also stipulated that we do not guarantee how many classes you can get into, and so it again, it's case by case situation. If you are one of those folks and you get the overbooking emails and we can't find the optimal solution for you, then we'll work that, again, case by case situation, because several of the folks who are on the overbook list, it might be a better option what we end up providing to you. So you just never know. So I would say just hold on a little bit longer. And of course, customer service is one of our bigger things. I always want to make sure everybody's happy as much as I can, even though a lot of y'all keep telling me to stop trying to do that. I wanted to take an embroidery machine class, but didn't want to lug my big machine even if driving. Yep. So Patricia, you definitely can take one of the embroidery classes still. That are again, caveat, the non-sewing studio classes. If you are in or can get into one of the sewing studio classes, machines are provided in that class, sewing machine, embroidery machine, and serger. Yes, there's a fine group of people in this group. That is for sure. Yes, Carmela, you can. She said her number one choice was required me to bring a machine, but that was too much. Yes, this is something that we worked through our teachers, and we identified that several people wanted to take the embroidery classes but couldn't bring their machines. So that's why they were all very gracious and said, go ahead and let the students come without their machines, and we will still teach them. So might be a mixed class of people sitting at machines and some people just observing and learning, and still getting some really cool experience at the same time. All right. Okay, we talked through those. So ultimately, I know several folks have said, are we going to open more classes? I will say at this time, and I know I said I was very strong against saying I was going to add classes, but the circumstance was kind of required. We were able to work something out and able to add in 2 classes that will be open to the public, that are not specific solutions for the overbooking folks. And that is the dog collar and leash class. We are going, Lisa is amazing and said she would add a late night class. So any of y'all night owls out there, on Saturday from 8 to 10 p.m. It does go at the same time as a party, but if you're not like the party person and you want to take a class, you're more than welcome. That class will be open up. And then there will be another For the Love of Change class with Lauren on Sunday from 2 to 4. Again, we're trying to work adding an updated schedule with everything on it, but we're adding that one, and that one will be partially open to new people. Some of them might be overbooking folks in there, but there might be, we do expect that there will be seats remaining for folks to come into that class. Let's see. If we signed up for a class that was sold out and are willing to back out to open to someone else, would that help? You're more than welcome to send us that message directly if you would like to. Again, we're not asking anybody to feel like they have to give up any of their seats. But if you feel like at this point in time that you went and ended up maybe signed up for one too many classes, because I think some folks do that. They get very excited about all the classes and say, I have to take them all, right? So if you feel like with all the other things that you've seen with the meetups and the presentations and demos and things like that, that you want to maybe drop a couple classes, please send us that message. We will take care of those messages after we handle the overbookings, but we will handle that situation with you. And we will, because this is special circumstances, we are not trying to make this habit going forward in 2023, but we will do refunds on those classes. So just because, again, we're in this special circumstance. Thank you, Brenda. This was the 2021 logo for So Magical. It's a little different this year, but yeah, this was last year's. Is that logo in the shop? It is not, because it's 2021 specific. We don't have any of the apparel up. That was supposed to drop last week with everything going on. All the retail of the fabric and the swag has been pushed out to the right. We don't want to say when it's going to open up right now, just because we really want to make sure that we get these classes sorted out and that the team can really focus in on getting those done as fast as humanly possible, because our teachers really need to know the counts on everything so that they can start working class kits. Because if anybody hasn't checked, we're like 2 months away. Nobody freak out. Who is the artist? Gosh, I don't even remember. I'd have to look it up. Send me a message on the email. Leah asked, if we have things for D/Bash, how can we drop it off on Friday or wait until after we check in at Gaylord? We typically have, during early check-in on Thursday, we have the ability for folks to drop off their D/Bash stuff. We're gonna determine the location of that drop off as we get closer. When we're a couple weeks out, things like that will be much more apparent. Okay, so Dina said not funny, only 2 months, and then Kathy decides to follow it up with 77 days. This is not okay. Oh goodness. Let's see. Real quick, I'm scrolling. Okay, so we talked about the 2 new classes that we're adding. They'll be, so on top of the 20 that already have seats available, those 2 will have seats. Oh, and so y'all know the Saturday night party information is coming out soon. The amazing Salty So's team is sponsoring it this year, and they have such cool plans. I'm very excited for it. So that will be coming out, TBD, but it'll be coming out. And so if anybody was bummed about not getting into Paint Party, they kind of overlap. So you can still go to Paint Party class with Lily of the Arts, and then come over to the Saturday night party. And then also, if you couldn't get in there, that just means you get more time at the party. I'm very excited for it. Late but here now. Tickets for Nashville going on sale soon. Yes, that also got pushed out just a few weeks. Here we go. Sorry, I was trying to click another one. I'm trying to look. We now have the calendar up on the website where you can see all the different upcoming dates, even if we haven't announced it yet. We're going to announce the dates here shortly on when Tennessee is. I can't, hold on. There it is. There's my calendar. I think we have it for next month. Yeah. As of right now, tentatively, Tennessee tickets we're expecting to open the second week of September. And that will be in the same format it's always been when it comes to how we release it. Certain Patreon tiers get first dibs, and then it rolls from there. And there's probably going to be a slight change to the ticket structures. Nothing crazy, nothing drastic, primarily with the no class passes. So we will have that our chart where it says like the X's and what perks you do get and all that. That will get updated. So it's very clear what you do and don't get with your pass. Newbie here, just wish we could rent a serger or machine for the big room where you can work on anything. You can rent a sewing machine. Currently, we only have sewing machines available. They are Brother Pace Setters. They're great machines. And you can rent those. The machine rental details will probably be out towards the end of this month, with signups starting in September. And those are available to rent by class, by day, or by weekend. So you will have different options. And actually, we've got quite a few more this year. So eventually, we would love to have sergers and embroidery machines available for rent as well. But at this time, we only have sewing machines, and they do have zigzag stitch in them. So if you don't have a serger for a clothing based class, like such as Salty Sew's Raglan Hoodie or Sahara, you can use a machine that has a zigzag stitch on it, and you can get the same amazing garment. Debbie will just be drinking in a corner. I'm glad y'all are excited. Yeah, 70 days. Oh my goodness. Countdown was in the 90s. It's not in the 90s anymore. Actually, Anna's working on trying to put a countdown calendar on the homepage of the website, so that'll be interesting. Volunteers. I sent an email but haven't heard back. Assume it's because you're busy with something else. Yes, I do need to change the email that y'all get when you ask to be volunteers. About 3 to 4 weeks prior to the event, we are going to send out responses to anybody who requested to be a volunteer. And that way we can work on assignments and how much time you can and can't commit, and where y'all fall in that. So yeah, so volunteers should hear from us about 1 month prior to Expo. So we do need to change that email, not to say 7 to 10 days after you sent the email or the request. I ordered my pants. What pants did you order? Now I'm concerned. I can't wait, and my poor husband will have a baby and toddler all weekend. That's okay. That's when all the husbands or let me rephrase that. That's when all the significant others of the people coming should just get together and have a sleepover so that they can all watch each other's babies and fur babies. Yes, New Moxie does have a countdown, and it does count down to the second, which is even scarier. I made her eat an Uber pizza again this year. Oh my goodness. I know nothing when it comes to food and beverages that everybody brings into Gaylord. I know nothing. Tell me nothing. I look like Cece Moore, the genealogy detective. I don't think I've ever been compared to anybody, so that's an interesting one. I feel like I know who you're talking about, but I'm gonna have to go look it up. Ain't no party like a Salty So's party. Yeah, I'm curious. Cherish, where are we getting pants? Why do we need pants? What pants do we need? Are there specific pants? Oh gosh. Oh, I watched last year's streaming. What was the deal with visiting vendors and collecting a ticket for something at the end? Yes, so we're bringing back the vendor scavenger hunt. We probably won't be doing ribbons this year. It'll most likely be a stamp, and it'll be like a passport in your program you get. We're changing the programs this year as well. And the goal will be for you to get a stamp from every vendor. And it's not like you can go pick up the stamp off their table. You have to go and interact and or buy something from that vendor. You've got to get in there and experience. And it's a great way to meet all the faces of these amazing small businesses that come out. and put so much time and effort to coming out to So Magical. And you get your stamp and you fill up your passport. And I think we're still going to have it to where you have to get like 1 or 2 extra stamps for something extracurricular, like finding Luke and telling him about your favorite dinosaur, or participating in the fashion show, whatever it may be. And you'll go ahead and collect all those, and then you get a special raffle ticket. It's not the normal raffle, it's a special one. And then you'll get entered to win a really big prize. So the prize is yet to be announced, but I know, and the sponsor has yet to be announced, but it's supposed to be a big one. So I'm excited. Okay, pants for the party pants. Got it. Oh, somebody else's husband's excited to be alone for the weekend. That's hilarious. Mine is staying home. I'll be passing the kids off too. Look, everybody's just passing off the peoples. Almost missed the live. I'm here. I'm here still. My partner has the kids for the whole 5 days to themselves. Oh my goodness. I made it. What did I miss? Oh gosh, you might have to rewatch it. These will go. This is gonna get posted up afterwards, so anybody not watching now can go ahead and rewatch this and learn about what we talked about. When our fashion show signups due? We're going to close them down, I believe, 3 weeks prior to Expo. I have to look. I think I have a date listed on there when they're due. But yes, if you haven't signed up for fashion show, please sign up. It's very simple. All you have to do is tell me what the heck you're going to wear or bring down the fashion show runway. Again, it doesn't have to be an article of clothing. It can be a bag. It can be a quilt. It can be a piece of armor you made. It could be a wedding dress. It could be cosplay. It could be a shirt you made that you're proud of, an embroidery design, literally anything. So I'm very excited. But yes, those are up on the website. If you click the Get Involved button at the very top, or if you're on your phone, you get the 3 little lines on the side, click that, click Get Involved, and there's a list of different applications, teachers, vendors. There's a fashion show one, so click that one, fill it out. Put as little or as much information, but the more information there is, the better it is for the MC during the fashion show to like really talk you up. And the fashion show is prize based. So we have a bunch of sponsors this year for the fashion show who have provided prizes for the fashion show. It's crazy. Mine is excited to kick me out. Will there be a special stamp for VIP Plus or Patreon? Oh, that's a good idea, Valerie. I like that. We haven't finalized the stamps yet, if I'm being honest. Trying to get through these class signups here. I need to sign up for the fashion show. Yes, Lynette, you do. I was wondering what the fashion show was. Thanks. Oh, good. Yes. We have goals of putting out individual videos about each thing. We need an updated video about T-Stash Bash because that's always a big hit. I think some people could spend 3 hours in D-Stash Bash alone. So if you don't get into a class, just spend that class time you would have spent in the D-Stash Bash room or the vendor halls. Trust me. I'm coming from Illinois. Wow. That's a hike. We've got some folks coming from all over. I should put the poll up again and see where everybody's coming from. I'm very excited to hopefully I get to see as many people as possible. Patreon stamp should be corn. I love it, Glenn. I gotta go later. Bye. I'm glad to see you're chippier and welcoming and not letting it. Hey, thanks. This is why we didn't do lives for the past week or 2 or 3. Gosh, when is the last time? So I really want to get another wine and chat so that we can go through kind of more structured and we can talk about the other So Magical Expo things. We've got Texas and Tennessee going on, and we've got some fun announcements about the current cruise. So those are going on the cruise. We've finalized all the classes, and I'm very excited to be able to announce who those are. Cherries. Oh my gosh, a cherry stamp. Oh no. Oh yeah, and if you're in Patreon, the next Patreon Zoom call is on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. So FYI, mark it on your calendar. I did post about it. And the calendar that's on the website now actually also has the date and the time of when the Patreon calls are going to be. So you can also, if you're Patreon, try to plan those out. Some of them might change from here to there, but we're pretty regular on our schedule. Yes, cruise classes. I'm very excited for those. And then yes. Oh, and let's see, a new schedule. Yep. Okay, so I went over everything I had for the classes, but can you recap? Just got on. Thanks. Okay, for the few of you that have just got on, the recap really quickly is we're going to send out another round of messages real and then over the next 3 days. So tonight, Friday, and Saturday, we're going to send out messages. We're going to try to get through all of them by the end of the weekend. Related to some folks who are in the category of they got overbooked into a class. And then we do have solutions for most situations, and we are going to work with each person as much as we can to solve this issue. And we were going to give at least 3 days time before we open up class signups again, and that there's over 20 classes with seats still available. So it may not be the category that you really wanted. However, there are still seats available and they are still amazing classes. Can we have a bag competition some year? Not everyone makes custom. So, no, Valerie, the fashion show is open up to anything. So you can walk a bag you made, you can walk a quilt you've made, you can walk literally anything you could make. You could make a foam sword that you made for a cosplayer, like it's open to everything. The fashion show is not your standard fashion show. It's a so magical fashion show, and that means you can walk whatever the heck you made down that runway and be proud of it and possibly enter to win something really cool. So yes, you can still enter, and you can, if we get enough people who enter bags, we can have a whole just bag category. So there is on the fashion show application, there's different categories. If you are a bag, I'll know from what you describe it as, but you click the accessories category, and then after we close down the applications, we go through them all, and then we essentially recategorize them so that there's not like one person in one category and like 50 in another. So we try to make it as fair as possible and like really lump people together, or lump folks together that are similar type things. So it's a lot more fun, a lot more fair. Yes, definitely. Okay, good. I'm glad. Phone sword, and now my mind is going wild. Oh no, what are you gonna make with a phone sword? Quilt or bag? Yet you can walk either one, or you can make a quilted bag if you want to combine the two, Kathleen. You should walk your fold and zip. You should be very proud of that bag. Okay, so that was those things. So I hope that was like a really, really quick recap. But essentially, yes, that is it was about classes. We're still working through a few more things, still trying to make sure everything's optimal. And if you have a question or concern or want some assistance on your classes, please email us at support@somagicalexpo.com or the contact us button on the website. Wouldn't it be cool to feature the teachers coming patterns? That would be cool, yeah. I would love to know what all their coming patterns are as well. Could I do a leash and collar and lead my husband? Oh no. Let's just not get us in trouble, okay? Oh, and the fashion show is in the fort in the atrium. So if anybody's been to Gaylord Palms, it's a very unique atrium compared to the other Gaylords. It's got a big fort in the middle of it, And so our fashion show is on the bottom floor of the fort, but this year they're opening up the top section as well so that folks can stand at the top or they can sit on the chairs down below. So there's going to be more room to fit all the people. So, and then keep in mind, we're not in the atrium this year for like our vendor hall and our classes. Only the fashion show is. So kind of keep that in mind. It is, you do have to walk a little bit to get to the fort for the fashion show. So kind of plan that if you're a planner and need to kind of gauge your walking distance. Oh, you mean the teachers that are coming to teach their patterns? Words are hard. I totally agree. Yeah, that'd be really cool. There's a ton of really great patterns from teachers who are there. And keep in mind, Suzanne's been working hard on all the meetups and exchanges. And so she's been posting about them. She's been working on releasing the events on the So Magical page. We just finished up the actual website page today as well. And so that has a form to sign up for what meetups and exchanges. So whoever's running those events know who's coming and can like plan and coordinate that a meetup better. And so that will be coming as well here very, very shortly. But keep in mind, there's really cool meetups and exchanges. Okla Rudy's, there's an Okla Roots meetup / exchange. So you make a pattern, I think, off of one of her tutorials. There's a Lynn's Handmade Dana exchange. So you make the Dana, you come, and yes, Lindsay from Lynn's Handmade is going to be there. It's Creations by Connie is having a meetup. Kasaya is having a Saya Swag show and tell. That is just a meetup like Connie's. Oh my gosh. I will feel bad if I'm missing anybody. Let me see who else is there. There's so many. There's a Hogwarts sorting ceremony this year. So any of my wizard fans out there? Oh, Zelensky's she's coming out, and on Saturday she's actually in the So Magical Lounge going to, for free, teach y'all how to make her dice bag of holding pattern. I think you still have to, buy her pattern, but you can bring your own fabric, and she'll be there for a few hours, and she can show you how to do it. I think she said she was like going to be in there a good chunk of the day, but that was just like, we wanted to put like a dedicated time. So if you could make it, that'd be awesome. And then there's a cosplay meetup. So after the fashion show, anybody that wants to meet up for like a cosplay type picture meetup situation, that's there. Of course, the Patreon meetup is going to be during the party. So all the cool Patreon peeps got to meet up. The Boozy Bag Exchange is back, of course. Yes, I just switched over and I see your comment, Valerie. Yes, the Boozy Bag Exchange is, of course, back. That was such a hit last year. It was insane. Does a map of Gaylord Palms exist? It sure does. Let me try to, I believe I have it on the website. Let me double check real quick. I do not have it up on right now. I think I had it on the, I had it on the old website. But yeah, there's a map, and then that map will be, you can go and Google Gaylord Palms map, and there's a layout. However, it's not the best when you're trying to look at where you need to go in the convention center. So I'm actually working with my Gaylord reps to come up with as custom of a map as we can create to show you where each one of our rooms is located, because the vendor hall 2 is actually an exhibit hall this year, which is crazy. If anybody's been coming since the first year, like, it's insane how much more rooms we have in space. Vendor hall 2, which is open Saturday and Sunday, is hold on, let me close down my Facebook. Y'all are messaging me already. That's downstairs, and then like on a floor up, it's like a interesting mezzanine level. On a floor and a half or something up is actually the new section of the convention center, and that's where our classrooms are, and the other vendor hall. So, and then the fashion show is out in the atrium. So we're trying to come up with a really cool thing. And yes, there is an app for Gaylord, and it does have a map. Thank you for whoever posted that. Yeah. So if you stay at Gaylord, highly suggest downloading the Marriott app, Marriott Bonvoy app, I think it's called. Maybe definitely suggest that, because you can also order food off of the app for any one of the restaurants that are there. Every restaurant is now open compared to previous years because it was slightly COVID-y. But yes. Okay, yes, Suzanne is right. We do need volunteers for the meetups and exchanges for people who want to run them, because these are volunteer led, and Suzanne is not running them all. She's managing them. I think she's probably doing one of them. I can't remember which one you said you were doing. And you anyway, yes. So on the application, on the form, the sign up form for the meetups and exchanges, you can actually click whether or not you want to run one. It's really simple. It's not like you have to do much work. You just get the list of who's coming. For the meetups, it's really simple. For the exchanges, it's more of like coordinating and things. But Suzanne is amazing, and she will walk you through everything and help you, and you won't be left alone. So Suzanne is the manager of the volunteers for the exchanges and meetups. Voila. She's a volunteer manager of the volunteers. I basically want to go to all the meetups. Yeah, there's so many good ones. I don't even think I labeled them all. Oh, there's the medical professional ones, because holy cow, there's a lot of y'all in the group. It just blows my mind. Let's just say we will all be safe if anything happens to us. I think that was almost all of them. Free pattern. Yes, free pattern. That always like perks our antennas up, doesn't it? Can we have 2 cars at Gaylord for 1 room? Yeah, if you book your room through them, you can actually go on there and you can read through the rules and policies of how many cars you can have and things like that. But we've never had an issue. I mean, you could put 4 people in a room, and yeah. So my understanding is you can have more than 1 car in per room. I don't know if they charge you per car. Keep that in mind. Parking is not free at Gaylord, but if you booked your room through our group and or you come for the day, you get half off parking. Yes, you still get half off parking per car. So yeah, you could bring 2 cars and it's the price of 1. You can, yeah, so we still get half off parking at all the Gaylords. We should make a Disney cast member meetup, current or past. It's a great idea for a future one. I think at this point we might have filled up on the spots of when we can put the meetups. But if you and a bunch of friends know that you want to do it and you come up with a time, you just got to let us know. Yes, Lynette, we will count medical billers as well. Of course, you're in the medical field. That's a medical professional in my book. EMTs, a janitor at a pediatrician's office. Yeah. The only times that are left for meetups and exchanges are in the mornings before classes. Okay, there you go. Okay, yeah. People are backing up saying that they have more than 2 cars. We definitely did. Could not tell you how I was charged for it though. Let's on since I'm already here, on a fun note is I'm going to be out at Dragon Con in 2 weeks. Twist. And I'm actually going to be hanging out with the owners of Famore Cutlery and some Janome folks. They are teaching a ton of classes that are sewing and crafting based this year at Dragon Con. And I will get to, I've met Brent, who is one of the people at Famore Cutlery. Their scissor company and cutlery, and they sharpen scissors. They're not coming this year. There's a conflict. They can't come to So Magical Expo this year. But 2023 is looking promising here, people. We might have a scissor sharpener in the house finally. But I'm going to be headed out and hanging out at Dragon Con in 2 weekends. So, but don't worry, I'll have my laptop with me. And I will be working. So if anybody's going out there, I would love to see y'all and say hi. I know that's a lot bigger than any of the other cons I go to where I'd say, hey, I'm here. So if you're going to be there, I'm going to post a little event like I always do in the group so that if you're coming, you can let me know. Or if you have a booth there, I know there's a couple folks that I know have booths there. So of course I'll be going out there and supporting them. I booked off-campus handicap placard. Do they have parking for one? Do they have parking for ones that do not rent a room? Yes, you can still park at Gaylord Palms, and the parking fee is still the same. If you are coming in for the day and you're not staying the night, then you have to ask for a card at the check-in desk. Like, we don't know who's staying the night versus who's not. So when you check in, say, I parked for the day, I need a parking pass. And then you will get a card from the staff who's working check-in. And then when you leave, you will give that card to the attendant and they will mark down your cost in half. We have talked to Gaylord about where the parking attendees are staffed for this year. They know majority of the folks are going to be parking on the convention center side of Gaylord. So when you pull up to Gaylord, go to the right, not the left. And again, we'll reiterate this a few times before we get there, but you'll go to the right and you're going to go towards the convention center because we're in the convention center this time. So it's actually the closest parking for everybody. Unless you're staying in a room, then you're more than welcome to park in the other parking lot that's off to the left-hand side. Whatever you do, do not go to the back of Gaylord where the Stars parking is. That's their employee parking. You cannot go in through that area. And if you do, just don't. Just please don't. There's lots of signs that tell people not to, and somehow some people end up driving back there. It always blows my mind. But yes, you can park there and you just get a half off card, and there should be an attendee on your way out. I saw one comment. Who was it? Was it Melanie said that we should have poker where you bet zipper pools? I think that's hilarious because how many of us have bought like packs of 5 zipper pools and have one left that we know we're just never going to use? So everybody hang out in Zorel's booth. Apparently Melanie's going to have a poker tournament with zipper pools. Oh, goodness. Okay. Anybody else have questions related to class signups before I kind of wrap this up? I said I was going to be quick, and I'm still on here at an hour. Look at that. But yeah, I will be at Dragon Con. And also 2 weeks after that, 2 weeks? No, a few weeks after that. It's like a month after that. I will be also in Dallas-Fort Worth area for a couple things for So Magical. I will be at Impressions Expo. I will be at Gaylord Texan for a day. And I will also, of course, be making an appearance at Lauren's workshop to try to help out where I can. So that's a very multifaceted trip. So if anybody's in the DFW area around September 29th through October 1st, I think, let me know. I'll be there. I'll post that up as an event as well. I was a poker dealer for years. Jack of all trades over here, Melanie. Everybody thinks that's funny. Yes. All right. I don't have anything else. I appreciate everybody's kindness and patience as we've gone through these growing pains, I'll call them, with the new website and these class signups and the huge influx of support from y'all. So I do appreciate that. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, please contact us through our emailing system so that we don't lose your message. I do not want to not answer you and there's just too many of them coming through Instagram and Facebook Messenger on my personal stuff for me to make sure that me or the staff are answering them. So support at somagicalexpo.com, y'all. I hope everybody has a great night, and I'll try to get on here tomorrow night as well. So if everybody's bored tomorrow, you can come hang out and ask questions then too. So I will talk to y'all soon, and hopefully I don't have to message you. So